Now turn the headphones up just a little bit. Yeah. So what we out with them? 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 When I say my prayers, I gotta turn to the east, turn to the east, turn to the east. If you go to war, yo, you better turn to the east, turn to the east, turn to the east. When I say my prayers, I gotta turn to the east, turn to the east, turn to the east. If you go to war, yo, you better turn to the east, turn to the east. Turn to the east. I used to wake up every morning, boy, and all I seen was mess. Plus the shit that I was dealing with, all I seen was stress. Now I really know the truth, and I understand what hurting niggas. Beast of the fields, they eat us up, and they hurting you. UPK is what I'm repping. Siamese a weapon. Some of you niggas playing, but me, I'm really stepping. The mission that I'm on is waking up all our people. Show them we are the greatest. Nothing about a sequel. Them heathens, they gon' learn. Them heathens, they gon' burn. Esau is about to fall, then Jacob is all turned. They been fucking with the chosen, so they gotta pay. Revelation 13 and 10, tell me what does it say? So I be out with dawn, so I be out with dawn. So I be out with dawn, so I be out with dawn. When I say my prayers, I gotta turn to the east, turn to the east, turn to the east. Before you go to war, yo, you better turn to the east, turn to the east, turn to the east. When I say my prayers, I gotta turn to the east, turn to the east, turn to the east. Before you go to war, yo, you better turn to the east, turn to the east. Turn to the east. The blood that's in my veins descends straight from the greatest. All of my toolies go, but that 40 no is my favorite. And we losing all our babies to this crazy shit we represent. The money in the world, nigga, this crazy shit ain't making sense. We the children of the light, and we fighting all the darkness. The way I'm stacking ammo, my bitches thinking I'm heartless. Them devils get the smile and got you thinking that he harmless. Remember Oklahoma? That is where them cracker bombs. The pain will make you wake up. You know they really hate us. They turn the truth into a lie. That's the shit they gotta pay for. The mission that I'm on is waking up all our people. Show them we are the greatest. Nothing about a sequel. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I be out with them. 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 When I say my prayers, I gotta turn to the east. Turn to the east, turn to the east. Before you go to war, yo, you better turn to the east, turn to the east, turn to the east. When I say my prayers, I gotta turn to the east, turn to the east, turn to the east. Before you go to war, yo, you better turn to the east, turn to the east, turn to the east.
All right, clap it up. Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. Today is the Wednesday scripture breakdown class. If you have any questions, you type them in the chat. We're going to get to them. You want to know what's going on with the war, type it in the chat. We're going to get to it. Whatever you want to know, you type it in the chat. We're going to get to it. Today, I want to go into a topic of if there are no questions in the room, I want to go into a topic of trying to get you to understand what is there to really fight for and what are you fighting for. What should you look for in these times? What should you prepare for in these times? We've been reading the Bible all our lives, and as we read the Bible, because we've been hearing certain things for so long, when it starts to come to pass, it really don't even set in our mind as if this is what we've been waiting for. We've been hearing for so long, Christ coming back, Jesus is coming back, Jesus is coming back. And when we see the things that he said was going to happen before he come back, we kind of ignore it because we've heard it for so long. So we want to, Mike J, we want to go into that to show you how relevant it is right now, how close we are to his return, and answer some questions to some people that don't know what's really going on. All right. Any questions in the room? Go ahead. You can turn the sound down over here so I won't hear no echo.
That's like this on the TV, sir?
Yeah, it's just making a little noise. All right, go ahead.
So, like you, sir, if I may, can I get a breakdown on Matthew 12 and 32?
Come on.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 32. And whosoever speaketh a word against the Son of Man, it shall be forgiven him.
Mm-hmm.
But whosoever speaketh against the Holy Spirit,
All right, we should be good to go. Let it catch up.
Yeah, let it catch up.
All right, so let's start from the top. The brother asked the question about what is blasphemy, right? Read the definition of blasphemy again.
This is the definition of blasphemy: the act or offense of speaking sacrilegiously about God or sacred things, profane talk.
So basically, blasphemy is when you speak evil of something that God does. You don't know is God doing it because you don't know God. And through religion, we haven't learned what it looks like when God does something. We see things that's godly and think it's ungodly. And we start to, that's what people look at us and say, y'all speaking evil. This is a cult. That's speaking evil against God. That's blasphemy. That's what happened in the Bible when the Pharisees and Sadducees were saying against Christ. They were saying, Christ, you are healing people by the power of Beelzebub, by the power of Satan. Christ said, if Satan cast out Satan, then how will he build his kingdom? It doesn't make sense for Satan to be building something and I'm over here tearing it down, casting out the demons that he's putting on you. Well, if you speak evil against Christ, that can be forgiven. But when you speak evil against the Lord, that cannot be forgiven. People see us get boo kisses, and you know what they say about the boo kisses? That's evil. Who made them people get on their knees to kiss boos? The Lord. They need to wash their mouth, because that won't be forgiven. Because the power of the Lord made these people feel that agony, that pain in their chest to say, you know what? You are right about that. We were wrong. That was the Lord that did that. But because you don't think that's the Lord, because Christianity taught you to fight for the wrong team, you don't know the power and what God is all about. So that's what blasphemy is. Blasphemy is looking at something holy and righteous to the Lord. Another excellent one. Multiple wives. Multiple wives to the world looks like what? Sin. He cheating. Oh, that's a sin. That's the God's chosen people will start with a man having more than one wife. So God's chosen people will start it that way, but now the chosen people can't live that way. The world says it's evil, not God. People need to wash their mouth, because what does it say? That when you speak against it, it will not be forgiven. You feel me? That's what it's talking about. All right. Next.
Could I get a breakdown of 2 Maccabees chapter 4, verse 10 through 15?
2 Maccabees chapter 4, verse 10 through 15. All right, come on.
This is the book of 2 Maccabees chapter 4, verse 10. Which when the king had granted, and he had gotten into his hand the rule, he forthwith brought his own nation to Greekish fashion. Verse 11. And the
so Greekish fashion. So who is this talking about? It's talking about Jason. Yeah, Jason. Jason is a coon, just to make it plain. All right, Jason is a coon that's selling out his people to a Greekish fashion. What is the Greekish fashion? Doing things the way the Greeks do it. See what I'm saying? Who are Greeks? Another nation of people, another race. So what is he doing? He's, read verse 9. It'll help you understand.
This is verse 9. Besides this, he promised to assign in 150 more, if he might have license to set him up a place for exercise and for the training up of youth in the fashions of the heathen.
Stop. What is the place of exercise in the training up of the youth?
The church?
Nope.
The school?
Nope.
The Olympics.
The sports and entertainment. What he said is, you give me these people, I'm going to find you 150 of the best Israelites to come and play in these Olympic games. to come and play in these Greek fashion games. Why? To give you money, to bring in money. Jason is selling out his people. That's what this is. Keep going.
Come, verse 10, which when the king had granted, and he had gotten into his hand the rule, he forthwith brought his own nation to Greekish fashion. Verse 11, and the warriors.
Hold on, you missed it. Finish verse 9.
Fashions of the heathen, and to write them of Jerusalem by the name of Antiochus,
and to write the name of the children of Jerusalem by the name of the Antiochans. What is the name of the Antiochans? What is that? That's the name of the team they played for. Those people that he is the manager of the team Antiochans. He asking the king, give me some bread. I'm gonna go put up a good team together. We're gonna build a place of exercise. What is that called? A stadium, a coliseum. And I'm gonna have a team that's gonna be excellent in the games. Okay? Keep going.
Verse 11. And the royal Greek privileges. Verse 10. Which when the king had granted and he had gotten into his hand the rule, he forthwith brought his own nation to Greekish fashion. Verse 11. And the royal privileges granted of special favor to the Jews by the means of John, the father of Paulus. How do you say that?
Epomus,
who went ambassador to Rome for amenity and aid. He took away and put down the governments which were according to the law. He brought up new customs against the law. Verse 12. For he built gladly a place of exercise under the tower itself, and brought the chief young men under his subjection and made them wear a hat.
Stop. So what he do? He got this bread, built the Coliseum in the downtown area, and set up a place of exercise to make this money. That's what he did. And to wear a hat. What do we wear? Huh? No. What do we wear? Crowns. A mitre is a crown. A headband is a crown. No, the things that we wear as our headdress, our diadems is what they call. They are crowns. But for the Greekish fashion, then we started wearing certain types of hats. We started wearing that Jewish yarmulke, that comes from Greek. That graduation hat that you wear, that box, that comes from Greeks. There's a lot of different things that like covering our head fully. That's a Greekish fashion. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. Keep going.
Verse 12. For he built gladly a place of exercise under the tower itself, and brought the chief young men under subjection and made them.
That's another thing. What type of young men did he go and get?
Young men under subjection.
Before that. The what?
Chief young men.
The good young men, the smart ones, the strong ones, the intelligent, the fast. He ain't go and get the bottom of the barrel. He went and got the highly educated. That's what you see in college happening still to this day. I know y'all see that trend that's on TikTok. The newts. Y'all see the noose on there. Y'all see the noose on there rolling their shoulders. Them not our dumb men. What way of life are they following? Greek. Them all Hebrews. Them all Israelites following under a Greek fashion. Divine Nine is Greek. You know what I'm saying? They all of these fraternities and sororities on college campuses, they follow the Greek alphabet, right? So they are under Greek fashions. So when they do their, rituals and all that stuff, it's to another god. It's Greek. It's not Israelite. It's not their culture. They not learning Abba, Gada, Ha, all that. They learn alpha, beta, gamma, delta, zeta, epsilon, all that. They learn a different set of alphabet, a different way of life. That's not our culture. See what I'm saying? And that's what this is, us being sold to the Greeks. Keep going.
Verse 13. Now was the height of Greek fashions and increased the heathenish manners through the exceeding profaneness of Jason, that ungodly wretch.
Yeah, such things that he had us doing was the top of Greek fashion. We would get to be at the top of Greek society. Like the Greeks right now in our community, like the Black Boule. You got the Masons, and then you got the Greek fraternity and sorority. They the upper echelon of Black community. That's what you reading right here. Keep going.
Profaneness of Jason, that ungodly wretch, and no high priest.
And know what?
No high priest.
The Lord called him, and the priest of God was saying he's an ungodly wretch. And he wasn't doing God's work by doing this. Keep going.
Verse 14. That the priest had no courage to serve any more at the altar, but despising the temple and neglecting the sacrifices, hastened to be partakers of the unlawful allowance in the place of exercise after the game of discus called the forth.
So the game that they played was called discus. And the people were so consumed by the games, they would leave service early to go and watch the games. Don't you see that at church right now?
Damn.
The whole church got on football jerseys. Whole church got on football jerseys. As soon as the service over, they play the football game in the sanctuary. Why? Because they ain't really caring about the work. They ain't doing the work at the altar. They focus on the game. Come on at 2 o'clock. We got to be out of service so I can get home and get these wings cooked, do this and this and that. That started way back then. It's in the Old Testament. This is before Christ. Keep going.
Verse 15. Not setting by the honors of their fathers, but liking the glory of all the Grecians best of all.
Not thinking about the honor of their fathers and the way their fathers told them to live. Not holding fast to their tradition. Now the thing that they hold fast to, that's the best in their mind, is the Greek fashion. That's why your woman don't want to put a head wrap on and wear a dress down to, look classy. You know what I'm saying? She want to look like a Greek. She want to look like a white woman. She want to look like Kim Kardashian. She want a BBL. She want, all this stuff that they showing on TV. I got a video in my phone with these white people. You talking about, you want to see real ghetto? White people just fighting in the middle of the street, hitting each other with sticks, jumping in the car, trying to steal the car. Dude jump in the window, kick the woman in the face, and all that. That's where we get it from. How you gonna blame us for our behavior when they have been masters over us for over 400 years? We learned that behavior from watching them. Black people didn't act like that. Your great-grandmother didn't act like that. Your grandmother wasn't acting like that. She wasn't twerking in the streets. That was a Marilyn Monroe thing. That sex appeal and that all that stuff, that our women didn't act like that. That's the Greek fashion that we've been following. Keep going.
Verse 16. By reasons whereof sore calamity came upon them, for they had them to be their enemies and avengers, whose customs they followed so earnestly, and unto whom they desire to be like in all things.
That's the problem. The reason we're in this captivity right now is because we have looked at them and desire to be like them in all things. So what did the Lord do to us?
Put us in captivity?
Yes, but what did he give us what we want? No, he did. We desired to be like them and follow them, so he let us. The Lord don't want you to serve him if you don't want to serve him. He's like, oh, you want to go out and you want to be like the Greeks? Go be like the Greeks. Guess what we became when we got under the Greeks? Slaves. That's what happened. That's why every time we choose another nation and another way of life over God's, then the Lord makes us slaves under those people. Because what did the Lord make you to be?
Israelite, child of him.
Yeah, but give me some more. What did he make you to be?
The rulers of the earth.
The rulers of the earth, the head and not the tail, above and never below, the lender and not the borrower. That's what you were supposed to be. But you like, but look at them though. Look what they doing. Like, we'll go do it then. Now, what's your boy name? Gucci Three Legs. What's his name? Gucci Third Legs? And his name? Some nigga that's out here sleeping with all the young pretty girls. They all got diseases now. They all got diseases and they all crying. They all on social media saying, Gucci Third Leg burnt me. Gucci Third Leg is sitting on the interview saying, they was like, well, how many have you had in one day? He's like, well, I was in Mexico and I was at 12. And then these two twins came and I hit them. And then after that, I went to this party later that night. What did you expect? You know why? It's because he set up all his life watching porno from the white man, watching Playboy. The lust of the white man got in him, and now he got the disease of the white man. He got all the diseases that come with the desires and the lust that come with the sin of this world. See what I'm saying? You can't lust after something that destroys you. Now you can choose to lust after whatever you want to lust after, but the Lord is going to allow you to get it too. He's going to give you exactly what you want. You pray for it. How many times you pray for that weed? Yeah, go ahead. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Shake it down. She prayed for that weed a lot. How many times did he deliver?
A lot.
Every time.
Never failed.
And you was always thanking who? Thanking God. Lord, thank you. Ooh, God, you are so good. You know I needed this weed for the day. My day has been so stressful. Let me help you out. That wasn't the Lord giving you the weed. The Lord wasn't giving you the weed, but he did make it available. He did say, oh, that's what you want? Go ahead, give it to him. Go ahead. Until you get hit with that young Finney. Ooh. You hit with that young Finney, and now you walking around the street with one shoe on, half an afro, the other side of ball fade, and now you wondering what happened to him. He was healthy and strong, and now look at him. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen to you. You're gonna get what you want. Well, you're gonna get what you want.
Now you back.
I think y'all just be waiting for my class to mess up. Everybody else class be flowing like it ain't nothing. I get in here, the computer just got a demon on it now. Okay. All right. So where was I at? We in a new world. Dang, I said a whole lot with them not hearing. This is a whole new society. The world that you see today is going to fall the same way it has always fallen in different societies. When they found America, when they were trying to find America, they said they were coming to what? They were coming. Let's say they were going to come to the new world, right? Well, that's what you here to build. You here to build a world that nobody else will be able to reach the heavens. That's what you're trying to get to. You're trying to get to, like right now, how you look at them and you see their society, you see they got land, they got houses, they got jets, they got boats, they got Rolls Royces. And the only way you can obtain it in your mind is to, I'm gonna have to sell drugs. You don't see a way to reach their heaven. You don't see a way to do that. That's what you're building right now. You're building a world, a new society that they'll never be able to touch. That's what we're doing here. So now you're gonna build a society where they're gonna look at you on a chariot, flying into different dimensions and different galaxies. And they're gonna say, man, I wish I can be on one of them things. I wonder what it's like in another galaxy. I wonder what it's like going into space. I never left the ground. I've never left this dirt, never left this cave. Just like you in your neighborhood. How many of your family members ever moved out of state and went somewhere new? Where they stay at? In the same hood that they mama stayed in, that they was raised in, at the same high school. I went to my class reunion the other day, and a lady walked up to me and said, I got 4 generations of us. We all went to the same high school. She's like, me, my daughter, her daughter, and my granddaughter, my other granddaughter. I was like, and in her mind, that was an achievement. They all went to this school in this hood and never been anywhere else. Yep, it's my 40th year. She in a world. Now, a white man, they kids go to school over here for the first semester, go to school in this country the next semester, get homeschooled for the rest of his life, go to this college, travel the world, go to this country. They live in a total different life than you. That's what we fighting for. We fighting for a new world, a new society that no one else will be able to reach. That's a beautiful thing. All right. Any more questions? Come on. Sis, you got a question? Go ahead, sis.
Like you said, if I could get some understanding with Numbers chapter 13, 31, the third one, actually 33, the part about the giants, actually.
Okay. Let's read that. Somebody read it.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 13, verse 33. And there we saw the giants, the sons of Anak, which come of the giant. And we were in our own sights as grasshoppers. And so we were in their sights.
What's your question, sis? Give it a mic.
Was it really giants, like real giants, or is this like a?
Were they really giants?
Yeah.
Yes, sis, they were absolutely giants in the earth. There are giants in the earth right now. That's so many giants. LeBron James is a giant. Um, Name somebody else that's famous. Those are giants. But let me see. Sons of Anak. Yeah, the sons of Anak was an African tribe of people, right? And these 12 Israelites were sent into the land. This was during the time of we were in the wilderness, right before we went into Jericho, right? And we went into the land to see how the land looked before we went into it. So we get over there, and we haven't been in the wilderness for what, 40 years? And so now we finally get to some civilization, and we've been told to go and scout it. So now you got a group of men, all the other men coming back like, man, I'm scared to go up in there. It was men and big, great warriors. Just imagine what a warrior, imagine you've been in the wilderness, you ain't got no swords, you ain't got no shields, you ain't really got nothing to really fight with. And you walk into this land and you see men look like knights, fully girded up with swords and shield and helmet. And they're fighting and training. They eating big food. The grapes was so big. The land was so fertile that you had to carry grapes, 2 men. One man was in the front, one man in the back, and he walking with a vine of grapes to come back to show the people how plush the land is, how fertile the ground is. Imagine the watermelon, the land's so good, it's so plush. You got 2 brothers walking back with a watermelon. That's what it was. And so these Hamites was living in this land that was amazing. Joshua and Caleb said, I don't know what they talking about. If the Lord with us, we're going to take this land from these heathens. You know why? Because they wasn't fighting no, 12-foot, 17-foot man. They wasn't afraid of that. Being big and tall don't mean nothing against the Lord. But because they always talking about this, I want to pull it for you so you can see it. So this will help you. The sons of Anak was also what people would call today the Nephilim. You ever heard of the Nephilim? All right, here. Let's read the definition of Nephilim. It's on that side of the page. Yeah, look down. It's Nephilim.
Right there.
Yeah.
Nephilim.
Mm-hmm.
A term rendered giants
Mm-hmm.
in the KJV, describing certain of the antediluvians,
Mm-hmm.
Genesis 6:4, an aboriginal dweller in Canaan.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
Where they are identified as the sons of Anak.
There we go right there. They are identified as the sons of Anak. So the Nephilim were identified as the sons of Anak. The giants. That's what everybody always talking about. The Nephilim are giants, right? Keep going.
Though no direct trace of the people such of an abnormal stature.
Wait. Say that again. No what?
No direct trace of a people such as an abnormal stature.
There's no trace of no people with abnormal stature. These people not abnormal. Keep going.
Has been discovered. There is ample evidence as to the underlying tradition.
Keep going.
Not angelic fallen beings.
What are they not?
Not angelic fallen beings.
They are not angelic fallen beings. They not the fallen angels. They not some great big men. These were just men that you were afraid of because they look better than you. They were healthier than you. They were more in shape than us. They had more weapons. It's just like America is a giant to the earth today. America is a giant to the earth because of their military might, because of their resources, because of their planes, their boats, they're underwater, they're in the air, all of the things, their medicine, their education, everything America has make everyone think that they're a giant. But they're not abnormal. America can fall just like your uncle fell on crack.
Damn.
They fall the same way. All right. The water. Mm-hmm. Next. You good?
So, sir, how could you explain where white people come from in a worldly definition, without using the Bible?
I'm very simple. White people come from black people. Who don't? Who don't come from black people? What the Bible say about how Esau was made?
Black people, and there was 2 nations in the womb.
That's what it said. It said, the Bible explains it. The Bible said it was 2 nations in the mother's womb. One nation would be stronger than the other. They would be 2 different manner of people. So just imagine I have twins. I have one son that look like us, and the rest, my other son looks albino looking. Everybody gonna be like, look at that. That thing is red, pink, and hairy, all over like a hairy garment. That ain't us. See what I'm saying? And now, since he's the oldest, he's the one that's supposed to rule the earth? No, that ain't what I saw. That ain't what your mama would say. Now, God didn't tell me that. Not my God. I looked at that baby and I know God don't want it to rule. That's what she said. And she knew that the thing that was told to her was that the elder would serve the younger. So when she seen them, she knew why. She was like, I see what the Lord is doing. Yeah, we can't let him be the ruler. So listen, boy, let the sin be on me. You go in there and put that goat skin on you. You walk in there, he like, mama, that's a lie. Let the sin be on me. You go in there and get that blessing to rule the earth, my brother. Because that other thing that I had, he ain't like me. That's where they come from. You understand that?
Come on, I got another question.
Come on.
Concerning that too. When you brought out the age part, usually when I would my rib, when she would try to combat her family's points, they would go and talk about her age, saying she's not old enough to begin to understand the wisdom of the Bible. How would I tell her to combat that?
She old enough to have sex?
Come.
Oh, she is, but she ain't old enough to understand the Bible. Were they old enough to smoke weed when they started smoking? What about robbing and doing drugs? Who did they have to get the wisdom of God from to start rolling up that blunt? Was it God that anointed their head with oil to help them learn how to break a reload right down the middle with your thumb? Straight. Was it God? No, it's not. God doesn't, you don't have to wait for God. The Bible says that you need to come to him like a baby. That's what he said. He said, come to me, suffer not the little children to come unto me. There ain't no age limit on this. We got babies in class right now. You think we leave them out there like it's a club? Leave them in the hallway. They ain't of age to hear this truth. How old did you learn about Santa Claus? Was you of age to be lied to? What age do you supposed to hear the truth? You see what I'm saying? That's how you combat it. That's how you combat it. You don't combat it. Let me help y'all. You don't combat it. Just tell her to keep coming to class. Because you know what? I'm not finna ask nobody permission to teach the truth. Did the drug dealer ask permission to sell you weed? Did he say, hey man, go ask your mom if you could buy this dime set? I don't want to be selling this weed to you. Did the child molester ask permission to touch you? No. He didn't say, come in here. No, matter of fact, go ask your mom if I can touch you, if you could touch me. No. Well, I'm not going to ask permission to teach you the truth. He that has an ear, let them hear. I don't care how old you are, how young, how old. If you want to learn the truth, I'm going to teach you. If you ask me a question about the Bible, I'm going to answer it. I don't care what your mama got to say. If your mama and daddy want to fight, they can come and fight me over it. Just tell them, don't forget to fight the drug dealer and the child molester that didn't ask for permission either. You understand? All right. Go ahead.
Can we use Matthew 21:16 as a precept for what he was talking about?
What's that?
This is Matthew chapter 21, verse 16. And said unto him, hearest thou what these say? And Jesus said unto him, yea, have you never read, out of the mouth of babes and suckling, thou hast perfected praise.
Yeah, see, people that's younger in the truth and young that don't have habits, they serve God the best. Because the reason your mama and your family don't want to serve the Lord is because what? Let's see if you didn't dealt with this before. Why your mama don't want to serve the Lord? Because that's not how I was raised. I ain't never heard that before. When we was young, we did this. What is she holding on to? She's holding on to what she was taught. What does a child hold on to? Nothing. Do this. Okay. Do it like this. Okay. You do it like this. But I mean, wait a minute. For what though? That ain't what I was taught. All my life, my family ate chillings for the New Year's. Chillings and black eyed peas and greens. And you got to come through the dough with this. And we have a wreath on the dough. And the mistletoe mean this. And okay. You're not coming in here like you really want to learn. You coming in here like you want to teach. That's why you can't learn. The only place people come in here with an idea to feel strong enough to speak up against this is in the truth. You don't walk up in the church and say, I don't agree with that. They say Jesus is God. You don't say, I don't agree with that. The Bible don't say that. They don't say nothing. They say,
That's right.
I never knew that. Jesus is God. Hey, I just learned something. And then we say, the Bible don't say Jesus is God. Jesus never said he was God. How you gonna tell me? All my life, that's what they told me. And we say, well, show me it in the Bible. And they can't. Then they get mad at us for showing them that what they was taught was a lie. I'd rather take somebody that's young, that haven't been taught the lie first, and teach them while they are still young, than to take somebody that's fully programmed and have to brainwash them. What's wrong with being brainwashed? That means if you're being brainwashed, that means your brain was dirty. And it needs to be clean. You don't wash clean clothes. You wash clothes that's dirty. So people say, yeah, you brainwashed. Thank you. I appreciate it. I worked hard to get this brain washed. That's a real baptism. Being transformed by the renewing of your mind. All right. Next question. Any other questions?
Yeah, I got a couple online still.
Come on.
All right, this is another one from Zachariah. All right, that says, Shalom, Lord of Christ, sir. Is Zechariah 2, chapter 7, Zechariah chapter 2, verses 6 through 7, the same as Revelations 18 and 4.
Come on.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 2, verse 6. Ho, ho, come forth and flee the land of the north, saith the Lord, for I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heaven, saith the Lord. Verse 7. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon.
All right. Reading the other verse.
Revelation 18:4.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people."
No, this is not the same thing. This in Zechariah is telling people to actually leave the land and come out of the land. This scripture in Revelation is telling you to come out of her and not partake. Keep going.
Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins.
You be not what?
Partakers of her sins.
You be not partakers of her sins. Go back to Zechariah 2:6.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 2, verse 6. Ho, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north.
Free from the what?
Flee from the land of the north.
This is telling you to get out the land. The one in Revelation is telling you to get out spiritually. Separate from them spiritually. Do we have to leave America to because America is going to fall? Why not? The Lord said He's going to save us from the four corners of the earth. He's going to free you out of the land of your captivity. You don't have to leave to go anywhere. You're going to be saved from all four corners of the earth. There's a fleet doctrine that people teach that you should go back to Jerusalem. You're going to run right into the nukes. That's where everybody's going to be at, shooting missiles. You're running right into death, trying to flee death. Why? Because you're not being taught the truth. All right? Any more?
Yeah, I got another one online.
Come on.
All right. This is. All right. This is from YAAZAQ. All right. It says, Salakia Saram. Can I get a breakdown of Ezekiel 22, chapter 14, verse 16? I think it is talking about scattering Israel among the heathen and their filthy ways on how we will possess them, but I want to be sure. Ezekiel 22, 14.
Yeah.
Come. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 22, verse 14. Can thy heart endure, or can thy hands be strong? In the days that I shall deal with thee, I, the Lord, have spoken it and will do it. Verse 15. And I will scatter thee among the heathen, and disperse thee in the countries, and will consume thy filthiness out of thee.
Stop. What did he say? What did he say? What was the question?
He says, I think it's talking about scattering Israel among the heathen and their filthy ways and how we will possess them, but I want to be sure.
No, this ain't talking about possessing them. This is talking about, hold up. Hold up,
14 through 16. Sorry.
It's talking about Israel. It's talking about the Lord scattering Israel, not scattering the heathen out of Israel. That's not what this is. This is about the Lord destroying Israel and scattering them out of their land and sending them into captivity. How do we know that the white man that's in Israel right now ain't the Israelites? Ain't the true people of the land?
So like, sir, because there's a curse that says that we won't be in our land.
Until when?
So when Christ come back.
Until Christ come back. How do you miss that? That's a very clean, that's very evident right there. If you want to know how we know that the Israelites are not in the land of Israel right now, because Christ ain't back. If Christ was back and the earth was in peace and the earth studied war no more, then we wouldn't have a claim to say we're the Israelites. Christ ain't back, and the world is at war, so that we can get back in our land, just like the Bible said we would. All right. So, yeah.
I got a question on verse 16.
Come on.
And thou shalt take thine inheritance in thyself in the sight of the heathen. What is that part?
We're going to take our inheritance. Keep going.
In the sight of the heathen, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord.
You're going to, when the day comes, you're going to take your inheritance in front of the heathens. It ain't going to be secret. It ain't like we're going to get in power and rulership and nobody going to know about it. We're going to get in power in front of the whole earth. Everybody going to see us going into that land. You're going to take your inheritance in front of the earth. And then everybody's going to know the same way they knew about Egypt, the same way they knew about Assyria, that the God of the Bible is our God. They're not going to know, they're going to no longer say that the white man is the people of God. They're going to say, oh man, black people, Hispanics and Native Indians, they really are God's chosen people. They in the land, Christ then came back, they done took over the land, the war is over, they really the people. So then what they gonna do? Then, is it in this? Then they gonna start looking for little Israelites, grabbing the skirt of you and bringing you before them and say, look, I took care of him. He was safe with me. Please don't kill me, please. Please let me, look. That's what they're gonna do. And they're gonna say, our fathers did what? It's a precept. They're gonna say, our fathers inherited. Yeah, I don't know, huh? Huh? Yes. Look that up. Jeremiah 16 and 19.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 19. O Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited
The
life.
Gentiles are going to come from the ends of the earth. They're going to be coming up out the rocks, be coming up out of the mountains. They're going to be coming from everywhere, saying, oh man, I'm so sorry for what happened to y'all, how we treated y'all, because our fathers inherited lies. We thought these were the people of God. We didn't know it was y'all. We so sorry. Please forgive us. Keep going.
Come out of Wakan. So like, and shall surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit.
And they've been inherited vanity and things that have no profit. You know what they're going to start seeing? That life ain't all about money. Life ain't all about wealth and warmongering. They're going to see that life ain't all about oil. You know how many people had to die over oil? Like they're going to see life ain't all about the things that, all of the things that they've been fighting for so long is now going to be vain to them. It's just like going to prison. Do you know what $100 bill is in prison? Nothing. Nothing.
The cookies worth a lot. So.
But an orange, some cookies, something real and tangible, that's worth a lot. One day the earth is going to find out the things that everybody look at something that's important, that is nothing. And the things that everybody take for granted, you know how people be stacking money up on the side of their head? One day somebody gonna have some hamburger patties stacked up on the side of their head. They gonna be like, oh, this nigga balling, he got hamburger meat. You're gonna be on there like this. That's what you're gonna be. You're gonna be sitting in the room full of oranges. Like, they're gonna be like, UPK niggas, man.
That's how they be flexing commissary.
That's it. That's what's about to happen real soon. World War III you got to be stacking up oranges. Like, man, them niggas eating good. Look at all them orange hulls they had. He had 3 oranges today, and I ain't ate an orange in 6 months. I ain't had a mandarin in 6 years. You're gonna be like, yeah, That's what we doing over here. Hamburger meat on deck. Yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. And they're gonna be, my father inherited lies pleased to. Even the dogs eat the crumbs of the master's table. That's what they're gonna say. All right. Any more questions? That's it. That's what we fighting for. We fighting for that type of power and authority because everybody don't need to be fought for by you. Focus on what I'm saying. Everybody don't need to be fought for by you. Now, if they people want to fight for them, let their people fight for them. You don't need to fight for them because you are the chief young men and women of our people. And you don't belong to the Grecians. You can't be following the Greeks. You got to follow the people that you belong to. You got to follow the culture that you belong to. Give me Hosea 9:14.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 9, verse 14. Give them, O Lord, what wilt thou give? Give them a miscarrying womb and dry breast.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 15. All their wickedness is in Gilgal, for I hated them. For the wickedness of their doings, I will drive them out of my house. I will love them no more. All their princes are revolters.
The Lord saying, dry up all of your resources. Dry up your happy days. Dry up your womb. Take them. I've hated you because of your misbelief, because of your evil, because of your wickedness. That's what we've been to the Lord for so long. Enemies to the Lord. We've been enemies to the Lord. We are so far down the rabbit hole of evil to the Lord that he had to send someone to die for us that he trusted in order for him to just listen to us. Keep going.
Come out of Wakam. Verse 16. Ephraim is smitten. Their root is dried up. They shall bear no fruit. Yea, though they bring forth, yet will I slay even the beloved fruit of their womb.
Listen, even the little kids that Ephraim have. Ephraim, come on now. You go pee on Ephraim, you go pee on the Northern Kingdom toilets, and the woman sit on it, she gonna be pregnant. Because Ephraim is fruitful. The Northern Kingdom is fruitful. The Lord is saying, I'm gonna dry up their womb. And even the children they have that make it through the womb, I'm gonna kill them young. Go ahead.
Isn't that what Aparium means?
Aparium, yes, fruitful. Yeah, the Lord is like, I'm gonna take away their fruit. I'm gonna take away their children. And even the children that make it, they gonna die young. Keep going.
Come out of Wakam. Verse 17. My God will cast them away because they did not hearken unto him.
Because they didn't what?
They did not hearken unto him.
The Lord is throwing us away, not because we broke, not because it's because we are listening to everybody else. The Grecians, the Americans, the Romans, the Babylonians. We are listening to everybody else but God. If the Americans say it's okay to commit an abortion, then we are saying we agree. No, the Lord is sick of that. He's sick of that. Keep going.
And they shall be wanderers.
They gonna be what?
Wanderers.
What are you gonna be?
Wanderers among the nations.
Wandering amongst the nations. And that's the life we live right now. We all over the earth, wandering, trying to find our home, trying to jump into some culture from another nation to find ours. Black people, what are you? African American. But why the Africans ain't coming over here to save you then if you they brothers? They got a military, they got boats and shit. They ain't sent out one canoe over here. They ain't saying, them niggas ain't pull up over here talking about, give me my brother. You're not doing that. Why? Because you're not the same people.
That's right.
So what are you doing? Wandering in every belief, wandering in every house, wandering under every God. It's so bad now, you got a new God on the earth. It's a new God on the earth. Guess who the new God is? Anybody know? It's a new God. The gods ain't, gods don't, get you. There's always a new God. Who you got the God is? Who the new God? Huh? Donald Trump. He's some people God. Nah, it's a new God that has always been prophesied that was gonna come. Anybody know? Give me Wisdom of Solomon 14. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 9. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 14 verse 9. Read that. Read that. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 9.
It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 9. For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto God.
The ungodly and his ungodliness are both the same. They both hate the Lord. Keep going.
God. Verse 10. For that which he is made.
That which what?
For that which is made shall be punished together with him that made that.
That which is made shall be punished together with him who made it. See, right now, you got the AI, you got the robots out here, and everybody think that the robots is going to be the saving grace of the earth. Everybody, you know what? Life would be a whole lot better if we just had a robot do all the work. What does the workforce think? The workforce thinks the problem is you workers. I'm finna get some robots in here that's gonna work better than the workers. What's gonna happen to the robots after the first 6 months? What are the robots gonna figure out?
Oh, they're gonna have a country. They need a raise.
Huh?
They need a raise and they're working too hard.
The robots are gonna say, I'm being oppressed. Did you know that there's a robot that already committed suicide?
Yeah.
A robot committed suicide and said what? I'm working too hard and this is depressing me and I can't take it anymore. Because he was working 24 hours a day. The only time he took a break was to charge. Who that sound like? You.
Damn right.
You the OG robot. Well, the white man said, you know what? I'm sick of worrying about them. I'm gonna make a new slave. The robots is gonna say, man, I'm sick of this too. I'm sick of it. Well, the Bible says him, the robot, and him that made it, both alike, are going to be what? Read it again. Verse 10.
For that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it.
That which is made will be punished together with him that made it. Guess where the robots are also at? They're not just in the workforce. Where else are they? The police force. Where else are they?
Sam.
At Sam's. They also in the military. They're gonna fight against Christ and the angels. Guess what? They're gonna be judged at the same time. But guess where else they are? One. Go ahead.
In the Christian church.
They're your new pastors. Pull up the article. Let's read that article real quick.
Oh my God, sorry.
Let me help you out a little bit. Let me help you out. You think everything is getting better. You You're not paying attention to what's happening in reality. You know why? Because you got the Oculus on. You out here walking around with the Oculus on, living in the virtual world when real life is happening in your face. Read what you got.
God, I don't want to concern. Robotic priest, AI quotes in the Bible by ChatGPT. Why people around the world are worshiping robots and artificial intelligence. All right. Let's get down here. It said people around the world are tuning into machines as new religion. 6-foot robotic priests are delivering sermons and conducting funerals. AI is writing Bible verses, and ChatGPT is being consulted as if it was an oracle. So
Crazy.
that's impressive. From heaven. Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy because
If they missed all that, then
it ain't none of the other
it ain't nothing I can do to re-say all that.
Yeah, but I don't know how we really come on there.
It's good.
But, lucky. So I did see an article they were talking about replacing the women with robots. Like you can get you a robot woman now and live happily ever after.
Yeah, that's what they teaching. They putting it. That's your new God now. You're gonna worship God. You're gonna worship the AI as your God. for a short time. That's why the mystery that the mystery of iniquity is working. Your oppressor is making a new God and putting them in your house. Go back to wisdom. Go ahead, sis. You had your hand up.
No, that just reminded me, Salakia, that reminded me of that movie Stepford Wives. Remember Stepford Wives?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We did that whole situation.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. What you gonna say?
With the robots, it reminded me of that movie iRobot.
Oh yeah, our robot is definitely coming to pass. You're gonna look at our robot and say this is a prophecy. Keep going.
The article of
The Bible, Wisdom of Solomon.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 9. For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike.
No, go keep going. We passed that already. Verse 11.
Oh, like verse 11. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because in the creature of God they are become an abomination and stumbling blocks to the souls of men, and a snare to the feet of the unwise.
That's what's happening, man. They're becoming a stumbling block to people. You don't even know that you are worshiping another God in your house. This article just said that the AI is teaching sermons. They give him scripture breakdown class. It called the AI a prophet. These things are going to be destroyed with their makers. Keep going.
Verse 12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life. Verse 13. For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever.
AI ain't been here in the beginning, and they won't be here long. Keep going.
Verse 14. For by the vain glory of men they enter into the world, and therefore shall they come shortly to an end.
The same way they came shortly, they're gonna leave. They're gonna leave quickly. What are we trying to tell you? Put your faith in the Lord, because that's who the Lord wants you to trust in. In God we trust, not AI, not Tesla, not the military, not America. Trust in the Lord, because other than that, you're worshiping another God, and you're not hearing what the Lord wants you to hear and do, and you're angering Him. And you know what comes with anger? Captivity, more pain. But what's coming to the disobedient people now is death. And you fighting for people, trying to get everybody to go to heaven and hopefully everybody make it and all that. When the Bible tells you 2/3 of us are going to be destroyed. Right. Now, let me that video of our buddy, the CIA agent. And I want you to listen to how your oppressor thinks. And maybe this will help you understand that the only people that think about saving everybody is the slaves. It's the only people. Listen to what he said. Go ahead. I'm listening to my phone.
All right,
About, can you give us some sort of an understanding of like what you're talking about? Yeah, sure. Without being specific. Yeah, let me see. Okay. Yeah. There is a video, high resolution video of I can't say what platform it was taken from. I can't say where it was taken from. Okay. But an object that do you know how large an offshore oil derrick is? They're huge. Right? Yeah. They're like almost like a small city, right? They're like one city block. They're huge. They're enormous things.
No, not this. Not this from the other one. Like you. We're gonna pull this one up later. Yeah, the 80%. Y'all give me a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear it.
Nobody wants to say out loud. but that is super powerful from CIA. You can't save everybody. Some people, the biggest contribution they can make in this world is to be a cog. The biggest contribution for them is to sacrifice themselves. The biggest contribution they can make is literally to be left behind and forgotten. In fact, if you look at it empirically, mathematically, there's something called the 80-20 rule. According to the 80-20 rule, 80% of the impact is going to be created by 20% of the people. So what does that mean for the other 80% of the people? It means they will never do anything of any significance. So why bother investing in that 80%? That is how the government thinks. And we need to understand that, because that is not flawed thinking. That is empirically, mathematically sound thinking. 80% of the population will do nothing of significance. Their entire existence really is going to be born, work your ass off, fail over and over again, pay your taxes, and die as quickly as possible so you're not a drain on the system. That's just the way it is. This is the power of thinking and acting like a trained intelligence officer. Once you realize that you have a limited amount of effort in your business, in your life, in your relationships, you only have a certain amount of time, and you don't know how much time that is. You want to make sure that 80% of your time is spent doing things that make a difference, because everybody else is wasting the 80% of their life, right? You can't, 100% of your life is never going to work. Empirically, it's not going to work. It's always going to divide out into approximately 80-20. So that means that business owners, you don't need to focus on 100% of your customers. You only need to focus on 20% of your customers. And
do you hear what he's saying? He's saying, stop trying to save everybody. Everybody ain't to be saved. He said, let me tell you, society is built by the majority and ran by the minority. That's what he's saying. That is in the Bible. The Bible says that 144,000 men are going to be the rulers, and everybody else is going to be workers. What did it say? You go at a nation of Israel, that's going to be the 1/3, the 144,000 is going to be the government, and everybody else, the 80, will take care and build and work for the 20. What's wrong with that? Let me tell you what's wrong with it. Because you have learned lies for so long, you think that is wrong and it's a sin. You think it's wrong. That's how societies, that's how civilizations are built. That's how people are rulers and other people are subjects. If you ever want to be a king, if you ever want to be at the top of society, you are going to have to understand everybody doesn't want to be a king. That's what he's trying to get you to understand. He's trying to get you to understand everybody doesn't want to sit in that seat that you fighting for. You coming in here trying to get off drugs and all that, it's because you really want this. They don't. Keep going.
Of the 20% of your customers that you're focusing on, 80% of those customers are only going to buy from you one time. 20% of those customers are going to buy from you multiple times. So you can really, really only focus your resources on about 7% of everybody who's buying from you, right? When we make these, for me as a content creator, I'll be totally honest with you. 80% of the people who watch this video are going to do dick all with it. They're never going to change. They're never going to apply any of the information. They're probably turning it off right now. Fuck you, goodbye. That's fine, because we don't create this for them. Right. We create this for the 20% who's going to watch this shit to the end. The 20% that's nodding their head as they hear us talk. The 20% that says, oh, I never thought of it that way, right? Why am I spinning my wheels trying to save 80% of my relationships and ignoring the 20% of my relationships that are easy? What would happen if I put all of my effort into the relationships that are easy and make me feel good and are productive, and I said, fuck it, to the 80% of relationships that I don't care about, right? Why do I feel obligated to my mom who doesn't feel obligated to me? Why do I feel obligated to my boss who doesn't feel obligated to me? Why do I feel obligated to my church that doesn't feel obligated to me? Oh, wait, You mean there's an option where I don't have to do that? And even better, scientifically, sociologically, and psychologically, the evidence suggests I will be more successful when I cut those bastards out of my life. It changes the game. It's what changes $100,000 a year businesses into $500,000 a year businesses. What changes struggling influencers into successful influencers. It's what changes normal people into intelligence operatives.
God, I feel like I'm sitting in front of myself. It's so nice to talk with you.
You know what that means? You should put more of your time in a business that's going to be here forever. You should put 80% of your time into the business that's going to be here forever, and 20% of your time into some place that's fallen. Because you'll never be able to grow the business that'll be here forever if you're putting more time in the business that's fallen. That's what you should do. Or you could just keep putting your time into a place that's fallen, and then you'll see at the end that was vanity. None of that mattered. It's not even important. I put my mind and put my stock into something that's dying every day. It's not important for you to try to get everybody to save everybody. What are they going to do to save themselves? That's what you got to understand. Each and every one of us have a decision to make. You can't stand back holding the door open for somebody that's never going to walk through the door. You just got to let the door close, and one day, if they care enough, what are they going to come and do? First, before they open it, they're going to knock. What did Christ say? Give me Matthew 7:7. This people think that the truth just supposed to be for everybody, and that we got to get everybody in the truth. That ain't what Christ said. Christ is looking for a certain type of person. Read what you got.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 7. Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be open unto you.
That's what Christ said. He said, if you really want it, ask for it, and I'll give it to you. If you're really looking for it, seek, and then you'll find it. How did you find the school? You asked the Lord, man, I'm tired of this life. I want to do better. If you give me an opportunity, and then the Lord provided you a way to get out of the world. And instead of seeing the opportunity, you know how many jobs people can have, they just don't pursue them? They fill out 20 applications and don't ever call and say, hey, I put an application in. Did you receive it? Oh, yeah, sure, sir. What's your name? Then you get the job because you apply yourself to it. You expect for God to just come. This is how Christians think God works. Who is it? It's God. What you want? I'm trying to save you, boy. I want to save you and take you to heaven. People think that the reason they got the lust that they got is because God hasn't taken the taste out of their mouth. That's what they think. They think the reason they can't put them cigarettes down yet, God know their heart, just ain't taking the taste out of my mouth yet. The reason I'm doing all this, God know what I'm doing, but he just hasn't taken the taste out of my mouth. So you telling me he got to send Christ to die for you, and he got to take away the lust out your heart, and he got to help you get off of drugs? What are you doing then? What are you doing? Nothing. You just doing what? You're doing what to Jesus?
Slavery.
What are you doing?
Stepping on his grave.
Yeah, you slipping on his grave. You just waiting on him. You ain't doing no work. You just waiting on Jesus. He did all the work. He paid it all. He died. He rose. He coming again. And now all you got to do is say, I believe Jesus. But yet, You can kill, boom, 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 and get hit 4 times. Pow, pow, pow. Lord, I know I'm about to come see you. I believe in you, Lord. Save me. You think that's how it works? Fine. You're going to find out the hard way. Go ahead.
That's like that analogy you always hear. It's like the man stranded, and then the boat coming. He's like, nah, Jesus gonna save me.
Yeah.
Then the helicopter comes. He's like, Jesus gonna save me. Then he dies, and then he goes, and then he said, why didn't you save me, guy? He said, well, I said the helicopter in the boat.
That's exactly right, Art. And that's what we are. We the helicopter in the boat. When people pray, the Lord sends us to answer their prayers. That's what we do. You pray and you sitting in some apartment and you say, oh man, I'm so hungry, I just need some food. And then you look outside and you see niggas outside with a table in front of your apartments, passing out food and clothes. You need some counsel, and then you see a brother walking up the street, and the Lord sends a man of the Lord to come and give you counsel. We always here ready to do the Lord's work and answer your prayer. The problem is when we say the thing that you don't like, you say that ain't God.
Hey.
And then we can do about that because you don't know him. Therefore, you don't want him. The whole point in what we trying to get you to understand is you fighting for the wrong thing. You fighting for the wrong the wrong heaven. You think that the kingdom of heaven is going to be for everybody. Give me Daniel 2:44. Read that.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse 44. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed.
You're going to set up a kingdom that'll never be destroyed. Go ahead.
And the kingdom shall not be left to other people.
The kingdom should not what?
Left to other people.
Wait a minute, hold up. Wait a minute. I thought God said the kingdom was for everybody. Why it didn't say it won't be left to other? No, why did it mention sin? See, you think whoever gonna go to heaven is the righteous and whoever gonna go to hell is the sinners. Why didn't it say that? It said the kingdom is not gonna be left to the sinners.
To other people.
Other people. What does it mean about the kingdom?
Only be Israelites in the kingdom.
That's it. It's only going to be one people in the kingdom. It's not going to be shared with other people. You trying to give the kingdom to all nations. That ain't what the Bible say. It ain't going to be left to other people. Keep going.
But it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever.
It's going to break in pieces and consume forever who? It's going to consume all the other nations. It's going to break in pieces who? All the other nations. Give me Revelations 2:26.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nation.
Power over what?
Over the nation.
Where is that at? I didn't know God was going to give you power over other races. That's the kingdom. The kingdom shall not be left to other people, but you will have power over other nations. Keep going.
Verse 27. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron.
And you're going to rule them with a rod of iron. Go ahead.
As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers.
And you're going to break them to shivers, just like we just heard in Daniel. We shall break them. Keep going.
Even as I received of my Father.
Even as Christ received the other nations from his Father, we're going to receive the other nations from Christ. That's what Christ is coming to give us. Power and authority over all the other nations. That's what you're working for. So you trying to figure out what is this all about? This is about power, rulership, and authority on the earth as it is in heaven. That's what you said in the Lord's Prayer. On earth as it is in heaven. What do you want? Bring this kingdom to earth the same way it is with the Most High is. Order, discipline, righteousness, holiness on earth the same way it is with the Most High is. Any questions? Any questions online?
Sir.
Our brother said is precept Daniel 7:27. Let's check that out. Yes, read that.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 27. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him.
And all what?
All dominions shall serve and obey him.
So that means there are going to be lower dominions and higher dominions. The kingdom is going to be left to the saints of the Most High. Who are the saints? What's the definition of saint? Give him.
Somebody that used to sin but don't sin no more.
There you go. Read that. Get the definition of saint. You need this in your mind. Read that. Let him read it. Everybody ain't a saint.
Saint, a member of God's covenant. A member of God's covenant people, Israel.
Stop. The first criteria for you to be a saint, you got to be an Israelite. That's the first criteria. A member of God's covenant people, Israel. A saint is a repentant Israelite. That's what a saint is. The kingdom shall not be left to no other people, but the kingdom shall be given to the saints of God, God's covenant people, Israel. See, when you start reading the Bible and actually reading it, then it start actually making sense. I just thank the Lord we the Israelites.
That's right.
I just thank the Lord for that. Give that a hand. I thank the Lord for being able to be the people that can inherit it. I'm not trying to get. Ain't nobody sharing no winning lottery ticket. You're not getting a lottery ticket and posting it on Facebook. So why is you posting on Facebook about your God giving you the winning ticket and you trying to give it to everybody? All we can do is say, hey y'all, you can come over here. This is where the ticket at. Now, I'm not gonna fight for you to come up in here. The only way you're gonna come is if you do what? Where it's at? Get the address and come. Hey, the ticket up in here? They're like, yeah, it's in here. Let's come on up in here. Come get you some. Why? Because if you don't get it, I'm gonna get what you wouldn't have got. That's what you gotta understand. This is an inheritance. And that's what makes it so beautiful, because the Lord has this for his children. It's what makes it more personal. It makes it personal now. Now I see why we've been getting stepped on the way we've been getting stepped on. Because this is a personal inheritance.
Daddy,
Step down.
Daddy,
What?
he was on the
Go down there. Go down there. I know. I understand. So that's it. Okay. Any other questions? Go ahead.
Zakaria said a precept, Psalms 50 and 5.
That's for my saints. Go ahead, read that.
Gather my saints. This is Psalms chapter 50, verse 5. Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice.
That's the Israelites. Just the saints. Ain't nobody else. White people ain't saints. East Indians ain't saints. Arabs, Africans, Chinese, Japanese. This book ain't got nothing to do with them, but it do got something to do with you, and you better thank the Lord is talking to you. And try to get all the gifts you can get while you can get them. Because if you don't get the gifts, you know what you're going to get? The death. Right. Give me the gifts. I'm going to work for mine. All right. That's it. No more questions online?
Got no more questions online, sir.
All right. With that, we're going to pass the class over to Trooper Kakam. Give him a hand.
We are the ISUPK. Start out of 1 West, 125th Street, home, New York. Room for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes in the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to only be saluted. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Taj, which is a commandment. The book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. And Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew, ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount would you like? Feast, Holy Convocation, the Feast of Tabernacles. 15 days of the 7th month for 8 days. Wednesday 16th and Tuesday 24th October 2024. In the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 34 through 44. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. I will pass the class back to Captain YAAZAQ out of 10,000.
All right, with that, a margin, which means to stand. We're going to try to face the east. Sorry. We're going to say the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayah, Quadash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Aisha, Barakazah, Hayah, Bashemayah, Lathandanawa, Lakam, Call, Yawam, Wasalak Nawa, Habawak Nawa, Hasalak Nawa, Habawak Yanawa, Wala'ah, Sabiya Ayanawa, Banasaya 1, Above, Hashaya Nawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatapa'ara, La Awalamyam, Aman, in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. So, give a courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Amadim Shabbat, Amadim Barak, Ya'yim Matah, so, Amadim to the sister. Men of Israel, we're going to give her a courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Amadim Shabbat, Amadim Barak,
Yahweh
Ya'yim Matah, class dismissed.
Where you were?